Hi, I'm Todd with the Whole Latte Love. Mark behind the camera again.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, got a couple machines we want to show you today. These are both by Bezzera. We have the BZ10 and the BZ07.
And we've got them opened up over there too. We'll take a look inside in a minute.
The machines themselves are both heat exchanger style machines, and they do not have actual E61 brew groups. They have their own Bezzera's brew group. Now, the E61s, which you've seen on some other machines, they have a thermal siphon system that runs water through them to keep them hot. It's constantly circulating. These have two heaters built right into the brew group here that help keep these hot and keep the temperature stable. That's how they've worked together or worked with the machines to get them stable temperature-wise. Both machines have a pressure gauge on the front. What I like about these is it's a dual pressure gauge. It shows you both steam and brew pressure on one gauge, so you don't have to have two gauges. Also, it is a nice quality gauge too, easy to read, and located down here, so it's not in your normal line of sight.
And both have the same one.
That's correct.
In fact, externally the case is pretty much exactly the same, with a couple key differences.
Yeah, made a few changes. In this one over here, your hot water wand is over on the right-hand side. And this one, they put it over here. It's kind of actually not a bad spot. Because if you're
the Americano machine?
Yeah, let's say you brew a coffee, just move it over and add some hot water right there. So it's nice.
Yeah. The other big difference is the PID on the 07.
Yeah, you also have PID and programmable volume control for your brewing. So with this, you can change the temperature of your steam boiler, and that'll up your gauge over here, which will increase your brew temperature. You don't really use this like a dual boiler PID where you would control the actual brew temperature. This gives you some subtle variations to it. Now, right now we have this set for around 91 degrees Celsius, and it gives a really good steam pressure. That's another thing nice about these machines. The steam pressure is very good. And on the steam wands, you have the joysticks here. So if you push it down, it doesn't stay in place. You push it up, it locks into place. So if you're frothing, you go like that, and when you're done, just hit it down. Or you can work it like this if you want to. Gives you the choice of doing that. All stainless steel housings. Very nice looking, and they're compact.
Yeah, they are really skinny sort of machines.
Yeah,
right?
they don't take up a lot of room, which is nice.
Yeah, get a measure. Take a little measure.
Yep. Grab the old little Stanley here. Okay, it's about 15 inches tall. And width, we're at 10 inches.
10 inches.
Yep.
That's a skinny
Depth
machine.
is pretty standard, they're all about the same. There's about 17 inches in depth, but it doesn't take up a lot of counter space. Drip tray comes out here. Large enough. We'll empty that while we're in there. Yep. Okay, now if you look in the nameplate, there's 1,400 watts, which is a pretty good size wattage for these machines. For a small machine like this. Let's take a reservoir. Take a look at the reservoir here.
Both the same, right?
Yep, top comes off there. This water line goes to your pump, and they have a little filter, inline filter, which is really, really important. And then there's two lines here. One comes from OPV, overpressure valve, and the other from a deaerator. So you'll always, when you're ever brewing, you will have water coming out of here.
Water.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a pressure plate underneath that, so when you pull the water reservoir up, the machine will shut off. Now we'll take a look over on the inside. Very similar. They both have copper-plated boilers, or
Plated
copper boilers. Now, vibration pumps over the side here. And you notice the key differences are, this has a pressure stat, this one does not.
Because it's PID.
Yeah, this is the BZ07 here with the PID, which gives your PID controller up here, your Jacquard, your main controller down here, and your static relay here, which is mounted underneath the reservoir, along with this control under the reservoir. Now, the reservoir sits on this plate here, and underneath here's your switch. That's an unusually good quality switch.
It is a honker there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
big.
it is. Yeah, I don't know, I shouldn't be excited about that, but I like that. I mean,
You like a good switch.
yes, I do. They did a good job with that. Inside is pretty much all copper tubing. The only Teflon tubing you have is on the outlet of the pump. probably really can't see it too well from there, but it's back in there and runs over here.
A little bit, yeah.
Rest of the piping that has any pressure is all in copper. All this rubber tubing is just low pressure.
Low pressure.
Yeah, so that's fine for that. And Teflon's okay. There's really nothing wrong with having that one piece of Teflon tubing in there.
And another difference is just the flow meter over here for the.
Oh yeah, there's a flow
programming.
meter. Yep.
Yep.
So you can that controls the amount of, or measures the amount of water that goes through the machine, and so you can turn it off. Okay. What else we got here, Mark?
Well, a PID on a heat exchange machine is kind of interesting, right? So it gets rid of the pressure stat.
Yeah.
And
which is nice.
some more temperature stability, maybe?
Maybe a little bit. You're not going to get a lot, but a little bit. You're not going to notice
Right.
a big difference. The key thing with this is, if you do want to raise your brew temperature, you can raise the pressure in your steam boiler.
That's really what
which
you're doing.
raises the temperature
Right.
from outside the machine. If you want to do it on the BZ10, raise the pressure / temperature, because they're directly related, you'd have to actually go inside the
You go
machine
inside to,
and adjust this screw here.
right.
So it is nice.
So-
It does give you some control.
So you can, okay. And also raising the temperature on that is going to raise your steam pressure, like you said, right?
Correct. Yep. Your gauge will go higher and get a bigger blast of steam when you first start off. Eventually, it won't take long. It'll balance out
Right.
to the same steam pressure as this if you're steaming a lot of milk.
Right.
But at least it'll give you initial blast of a little bit higher.
Right. And then, like any heat exchange machine, you're going to do a little flush probably before you brew.
Yes, it'd be normal.
Yeah.
Just a little,
Yeah.
just to make sure any steam there gets pushed out, or if the machine hasn't been on, it'll do a little preheating of the brew group.
Right. Okay.
That's kind of normal.
Okay. You're going to
Yep.
do some brewing and
Yep,
steaming?
I think we
Okay.
can do that. I want to show you the steam pressure on this
Oh, yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
But while we're doing, I'll brew a little bit too.
And now, as far as accessories on these, it comes with the one portafilter? And
Actually,
I believe that's.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
so-
comes with a double shot portafilter.
And that basket is
It's a little bit bigger than the other ones, I've noticed.
deeper than most, huh?
Yeah, it's deeper. Normally I go 18 grams. This one you go probably 19 or 20 grams on these.
Okay. And because they're heat exchangers, we can brew and froth at the same time.
Yeah. Now on these, I like to use this one when I'm frothing. We have this little Rattleware 12-ounce frothing pitcher. Does a real nice job. It's a little heavier. It's got a nice spout on it. So I do recommend that one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's got a, yeah.
Yeah, this thing can
For
crank.
For a 10-inch wide machine,
Yep.
you know, it's
Now,
got a lot of pressure.
I have this program to go do 2 ounces. Since it steams quickly, I can start brewing right away.
Right. It's a 2-hole tip, I believe,
Yes, it is.
on both machines.
Correct. I'm going to stop this a little early here.
Okay. So you can, even though you're programmed that, you can stop it if you want.
You can stop
whenever
anytime you want. Yep.
And then also you have a button there, you can just keep manual, so you could start and stop just.
Correct. Got some big bubbles in there. Not a bad looking shot.
No? Now, one thing I've read, of course, it's all subjective, is that some people feel that, you know, that heated group and the arrangement of the machine here produces a better clarity of flavor in the espresso than maybe in E61 for, you know, that's,
Yeah, that'll be
again, subjective.
Yeah, that'll be a big debate.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
I haven't noticed that myself, but I haven't spent a real lot of time on this machine. You know, I brew with it, I froth with it, and I've had some really good shots.
Yeah.
But I can't speak to that.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
So I don't think we have anything else.
No, that's the 07 and the 10
The
from
BZ10.
Bezzera.
Yep. So
Okay.
thanks for watching.
Hey, why not subscribe now for easy free access to more videos on everything coffee, brought to you by WholeLatteLove.com.
Oh,